Welcome back to the channel World Coins Master Coin Lovers, Collectors, and Treasure Hunters. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating mysteries and most valuable coins in American history, the legendary 1983 D Liberty 1-cent coin. You might be holding what looks like a simple penny, but this little copper-colored coin could be worth a jaw-dropping $6 to $8 million. That's right, up to $8 million for a single cent. How? Why? And what makes this 1983 D penny so special? Let's go back in time. The year is 1983. Ronald Reagan is president. The Cold War is still running hot. And inflation has begun to shape the way the U.S. Mint handles its coinage. Just 1 year earlier, in 1982, the U.S. Mint made a historic change that would redefine the cent forever. Before 1982, pennies were made primarily of 95% copper. But as copper prices soared, the Mint had to find a cheaper alternative. So starting mid-1982, the composition of the penny changed. From then on, U.S. 1-cent coins were made from a core of zinc, coated with a thin layer of copper, just 2.5% copper on the outside, with 97.5% zinc inside. But here's where the magic begins. In 1983, the Mint was still adapting to this change. While officially, all 1983 pennies were supposed to be struck on the new zinc planchets, a few mysterious exceptions were accidentally made. Somehow, some 1983 pennies, and more specifically, a few rare 1983 D pennies, were struck on the old, copper-based planchets from pre-1982. These were never meant to exist. Yet they do. And their value practically off the charts. The 1983 D copper cent is what collectors call a transitional error coin. It's a coin struck using the wrong metal for its year. In the world of numismatics, this kind of mistake is like discovering a printing error on a rare stamp or finding a misprinted $100 bill, but on an even more massive scale. Transitional errors, especially in this case, are extremely scarce. Fewer than a handful have ever been found. Now let's talk about that number everyone wants to hear, the value. In recent years, a verified 1983 D copper penny fetched offers between $6 million and $8 million from private collectors and major auction houses. That's right, a coin that could be sitting in your change jar might be worth more than a Lamborghini, a mansion, or even a private island. To put it in perspective, 1 cent could become the highest priced modern coin in circulation. And it's not just hype. It's history. It's scarcity. It's value in the eyes of collectors. This isn't your average wheat penny or an old steel cent from World War II. This is something even more elusive. Something most people will never even see in their lifetime. So how do you know if you have the golden or copper ticket? First, look at the date. You want a 1983 penny with the D Mint mark, which stands for Denver. These were struck at the Denver Mint. Then, the real test: weigh the coin. Regular 1983 D zinc pennies weigh about 2.5 grams. But the rare copper ones weigh approximately 3.1 grams. It's a small difference, just 0.6 of a gram, but that difference can mean millions. If your 1983 D penny feels just a little heavier, don't ignore it. Use a precise scale. Better yet, take it to a professional numismatist. It could be the key to a life-changing discovery. Let's go even deeper. Why does this coin matter so much? Because it's physical proof of a transitional moment in American minting history. It's an error, yes, but a beautiful one. A piece that escaped quality control, passed through thousands of hands, and still made it out alive. It represents the end of the copper era, the beginning of a new economy, and the randomness of fate. Most people who owned it probably spent it without a second thought. They used it to buy a soda, make a phone call, or leave a tip. Little did they know, they were holding a future fortune. And yet, it's not just the 1983 D copper cent that's valuable. Even the ordinary 1983 D pennies, when in mint condition or with rare doubling errors like the 1983 double die reverse, can fetch anywhere from $100 to over $1,000, depending on their grade. So the message is clear: check your change. In circulation today, hundreds of millions of 1983 D pennies exist, but only a microscopic fraction are these copper planchet errors. The odds are low. But the reward immeasurable. In fact, the coin collecting world is on fire with speculation about whether more of these million-dollar pennies are still out there, hidden in plain sight. In drawers. In jars. In couch cushions. In old forgotten piggy banks. That's what makes it so exciting. Every collector, every person watching this video, could be sitting on history. And only a few will ever know unless they look. So what's the next step? Go grab your coins. Pull out every 1983 D penny you can find. Use a high-quality digital scale. Look for a weight of 3.1 grams. If you think you've got something, don't clean it. Cleaning can damage the value. Instead, protect it and take it to a certified coin grading company, like PCGS or NGC. Let the experts confirm it. Because in the world of coins, just one right find can change your entire life. To recap, the 1983 D Liberty 1-cent coin, an unassuming piece of change, has become one of the most valuable modern coins ever discovered. With known auction prices soaring up to $8 million, it is a reminder that treasures still circulate, that history lives in the smallest details, and that sometimes, a single penny is worth more than gold. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the bell icon, because we'll be uncovering more hidden coin treasures and rare US currency in our next videos. This is more than collecting, it's a treasure hunt. And the next big find could be yours. Keep checking your pockets and keep believing. Until next time, happy collecting. Today we're diving deep into the amazing world of the 1988 Liberty 1-cent coin from the United States, a coin that might just be sitting unnoticed in your pocket, piggy bank, or old coin jar right now. But don't let its humble appearance fool you. Some of these seemingly ordinary pennies are worth not just thousands, not just hundreds of thousands, but in extraordinary cases over $5 million, even up to $7 million in the numismatic market. So buckle up. This is the story of how a simple 1-cent coin became one of the most talked about and valuable pieces in American coin collecting history. Let's begin with the basics. The 1988 Liberty 1-cent coin, more commonly known as the 1988 Lincoln penny, is a coin that was struck by the United States Mint in the year 1988. It features the iconic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, the front side, just like it has since 1909 when it was introduced to celebrate Lincoln's 100th birthday. The design was created by Victor David Brenner, and remains one of the longest-running coin designs in the world. But here's where it gets interesting. While millions upon millions of these coins were produced, literally over 11 billion in total from all mints combined, there are rare varieties and striking errors that make specific examples of the 1988 penny immensely valuable. These errors are so rare that finding one is like winning the lottery, yet they're out there, still being discovered by sharp-eyed collectors and even regular people. So, what exactly makes the 1988 Liberty penny so special? First, let's talk about composition and minting. In 1988, Lincoln cents were being struck primarily in copper-plated zinc. That means they were made with a core of 99.2% zinc and coated with 0.8% copper. Each coin weighs approximately 2.5 grams, with a diameter of 19 millimeters. They were struck at 3 mints, Philadelphia and San Francisco. The standard value of a 1988 penny in circulated condition is typically just 1 cent. However, for those rare few struck with die varieties, mint errors, or design transitions, the value skyrockets into the stratosphere. Now, let's get into the juicy details, the error varieties and rare misprints that have sent coin collectors into a frenzy. One of the most famous and valuable varieties is the 1988 reverse of 1989 transitional error. Yes, you heard that right. This error happened because during the transition between coin dies in the late 1980s, some 1988 pennies were accidentally struck using the reverse design intended for 1989. The most telling difference is in the G of FG, the initials of Frank Gasparo, who designed the reverse side of the Lincoln Memorial. On 1988 pennies, the initials appear differently than on the 1989 version. But some 1988 coins have the 1989 reverse, creating one of the most valuable penny varieties in existence. This transitional error is extremely rare, so rare that some examples have sold for thousands of dollars in mint condition. But it doesn't stop there. Collectors have discovered proof strikes in business circulation, off-center strikes, doubled dies, and even wrong planchet strikes from other denominations. One of the most exciting discoveries involved the 1988 D Lincoln cent with the reverse of 1989, and an extremely bold doubled die obverse. That's right, double the rarity in a single coin. That coin made waves across the coin collecting community, with estimated values pushing well over $25,000 to $50,000, depending on grade and demand. And when we talk about high demand, the market is absolutely electric. Now here's where your jaw will drop. In the world of high-end numismatics, prices can climb rapidly. A perfectly preserved, ultra-rare 1988 penny with key error combinations and mint-state conditions has been rumored to fetch as much as $5 million to even $7 million in private sales. While not all of these sales are made public, collectors with deep pockets and auction houses like Heritage Auctions, Stack's Bowers, and Great Collections have all seen unprecedented bidding wars for 1,988 varieties in top condition. Imagine holding a coin worth millions, one that most people overlook as a worthless piece of change. Let's take a moment to talk about the value breakdown. A regular 1988 Lincoln cent in circulated condition, just 1 cent. A 1988 D with minor doubling? Maybe $5 to $50. A 1988 with a bold double die or a rare reverse variety that can jump from $1,000 to $10,000 or more depending on grade. But a 1988 reverse of 1989 transitional error in mint state 67 red or higher, possibly one of the finest known examples, can push $25,000 to $250,000 in open auction. And in private sales or high-profile coin conventions, the bidding can exceed millions. That's when collectors and investors step in, seeing these coins not only as collectibles but as tangible assets, historical artifacts that appreciate over time. But wait, how can you find one? Great question. The truth is, these coins are out there. They're often found by sharp-eyed enthusiasts who know what to look for. Grab a magnifying glass or coin microscope, sort through your old change, or even better, get some unsearched penny rolls from banks or coin shops. Check the FG initials, compare the design features of the reverse, and examine every detail. The thrill of finding a rare 1988 Liberty 1-cent coin is like striking gold. It's not just about the money. It's about the history, the chase, the discovery. Speaking of history, let's rewind for a moment. The penny was once made entirely of copper back in the early 20th century and even into the early 1980s. But with rising metal costs, the US Mint changed the composition in 1982, switching to a cheaper zinc core. By 1988, the copper-plated zinc version was standard. But these changes brought about new minting challenges, and with them, unexpected errors that are now prized by collectors. That's how the legendary transitional reverse errors of the 1988 penny were born, a product of change, confusion, and sheer accident. These coins are a window into US minting history. They remind us that even in our modern age, human error and machine precision sometimes miss a step, and that's when something truly rare is born. So here's the bottom line: the 1988 Liberty 1-cent coin might be common, but hidden among the billions are ultra-rare varieties worth thousands, hundreds of thousands, even millions of dollars. If you've got old coins in drawers, jars, or inherited collections, don't ignore them. Take a closer look. You might just be holding a $5 million penny in your hand. If you found this story fascinating, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more rare coin discoveries, and turn on notifications so you never miss a single episode. And hey, drop a comment below if you've ever come across a strange or valuable coin. You might just inspire our next video. Until next time, keep hunting, stay curious, and never underestimate the power of a single penny. Because in the world of coins, 1 cent can change your life.